Welcome to the first hip routine, short and quick sequence designed to just loosen and open up the hips. So start seated, and we're gonna start with these internal, external rotations. So from this position, I'm choosing one leg, everything else stays exactly stacked and still as it is, and I'm just gonna move as far out as I can, and then roll along my foot, pulling my knee in as far as I can. We're gonna go for 6 reps on each side, and I want you to really make this active. So you're really actively pulling and using those hip muscles. Go ahead and switch sides. Now the same thing applies here. It's completely normal if one side feels a lot more stuck or stiff than the other side. Just roll with it, no worries. Make sure you're keeping your foot, your toes and your foot towards the floor. It's normal that they come off the floor, but just in the same position on the floor. So next up, we're gonna go into 90-90 rotations. From here, I want you just to let your knees drop to one side. So dropping to the left slowly, and then pulling my knees up actively, coming to center and dropping to the other side. Make sure the drop is slow and controlled, as smooth as you can, just to make sure that we're staying active here and not really making it a passive, sloppy kind of whoop, but more of a whoop-ah, if we're talking about sounds. Now, what I want you to look for is to avoid arching your back excessively. A little bit of an arch is completely fine normal at the start, but really try to keep a neutral spine. And from this neutral spine position, I'm really gonna work to keep my butt on the floor. So again, trying to keep both sides of my hips and my butt on the floor as good as I can in this moment. Perfect. Now we're gonna move on to a lift and reach. So keep going in your groove. And when you land on one side, you plant your hand down and then reach up, trying to extend out your ribs on the side and then coming back down to center. Now this time I invite you to challenge and step it up a little bit by just not using your hands if you can. Now the aim here is to stay nice and upright and avoid any rounding. It's completely normal that we round and turtle shell our back a little bit, but just as a cue for yourself, as an intention, try to stay straight and really use your hips to open up when you're doing that transition. Feel free to use your hands if needed. And on the way up, we inhale deeply, stretching out that side. Exhaling, coming back to center, switch sides. Inhale, repeat, open up. Continue in that flow until we reach the end of the video. Enjoy this, guys.